Now I'm going to use a F pencil from Artist Loft to sketch out the basic shape of the hair. You really just want a curvy, almost S-like shape. Then I'm going to go over it again to make it slightly darker. Now we're going to be adding some depth to the picture by adding a second line going parallel to the S-like shape. It's okay if your lines aren't perfect. You can always clean them up later. Now using the 2H pencil from Toisin Denor, I'm not sure if I said that correctly, we're going to add the beginning stages of shading. Just basically give a hint of where you want your shading to be. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect. Art isn't about perfection, it's about emotion. So if you want your vibe to be messy, then use messy shading. If you want your vibe to be cold or sad, use stark black and white shading. Really, just go with whatever works for you. My method is going from the corners in, leaving the inside of each individual section white. For this, you just want to have nice, quick, easy strokes that go with the flow of the curl. You sort of get into a rhythm after a while. Now I'm going to use a Byeeeee pencil from Kimberly and just define the edges of my curl a little better just to make it pop more. We're also going to add some little flyaways because no one's curl is perfectly sleek without any extra strands. This just adds a touch of realism to our drawing. And now that we're done with that, we're going to add some more darkness in the corners of each section. The Byeeeee brings out more depth. Have nice long strokes going into the white. This will start to really bring alive the shading that we've already done. You can use a blending stump or your finger just to add a little bit of smudgage to the corners. Takes out the harsh lines. Now I'm going to be using a 4B pencil from the Royal Graphite. And I'm going to add a lot more depth in the corners with this pencil because it is pretty dark. Add some more depth to our flyaways. Now I'm going to use the 2H pencil from before and just add some really light lines in the area between the two dark points. This will give the illusion of strands of hair that are being hit by light. Add some messy lines around the edges. Hey, maybe she hasn't combed her hair yet. Now we are going to go back in with a 6B pencil from Stedlier. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry, guys. We're going to go right into the corners and really darken those up. We're going to add as much depth as we can, okay? We want to make sure we don't put darkness where it's not necessary. We want this to be the darkest point of the picture. So don't put it in places that are supposed to be on the outside of the curl. You can see now on the second loop, I'm only doing on the inner part of the curve, where the hair would overlap itself. And now I'm going to go back in with a F pencil and just add some really light details. I'm going to add some more flyaways, just very wispy details. Go back in with the 6B, with the F. Now I'm going to get a high polymer eraser and rub it off a little, and then just go into the white parts and just very lightly erase just a tiny bit to make the area lighter. We're not erasing any of the detail, just lightening it. These erasers are great for this. You can also cut them into smaller shapes for tinier detailed drawings. Now I'm going to use some Royal Langer graphite sticks. Sometimes the numbers rub off and it's hard to tell. This one is a 4B. Now I'm just going to follow the curl based on where the light would hit it if it was coming from the left. You can always use just a regular pencil for this, but I really like how the graphite sticks work. And on the inside. Then I'm just going to use my thumb and really smudge that up. It's not a necessary step if you're making a whole head of hair, but for a single curl, it adds some good depth. Never forget to sign your name, guys. After all, you want the world to know it's yours.